Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Prancing Pony Podcast Plays. I'm going to see if I can move that chat window, by the way. I was thinking about this the other day. Like, is this something that I'm able to move? Why, indeed. Let's try free move. Ooh. Oh, wrong one. No. Chat. Can I change the chat? Let's change this. There we go. There we go. I like that. I feel a little more visible that way. I don't know why. But anyway, thank you for joining me here for the Prancing Pony Podcast Plays. In fact, I guess there's more things I can do to customize, right? I mean, look at this. I can grab this and move this over here. Or can I? Maybe I can't. Maybe that's a lower third and it always stays there. But we're going to turn that off anyway because you're here. I don't need to thank you yet. Let's see. Let me go ahead and grab the graphic here and align that to the right. Boom. Lord of the Rings Online Creator. Perfect. These are things I should have done earlier, but I'm dealing with other things like, I don't know, PC problems. In fact, go ahead and drop your questions in the chat. I'm going to pop over. You won't really see anything, but I'm going to see if I can get my PC up and running again. I don't know why it had crashed on me, but it did. I'm beginning to think that I have some hardware issues. I thought I had those resolved. So today's stream may be, you never know. You just never know. But I will tell you what it isn't going to be. With sadness, it is my unhappy news to tell you that we are not going to be able to stream Lord of the Rings War in the North today as originally intended. The game did not ship with 21:9 monitor support. So if I run it on my thing, either it's stretched and everybody looks short and chunky, or it is you're missing the bottom third of the screen. In fact, the first time I booted it up, I couldn't get to the options because I couldn't see that I needed to press Y on my gamepad instead of like press escape on my keyboard or something like that, because it was literally invisible because the screen resolution was trying to fit my width, but at a 16:9 instead of a 21:9. So that was taking this screen and making it fit on something like this. So it was like completely invisible. Anyway, that's just my gripes. I'm sure that Aspire Media is going to fix that and enable 21:9 support. In the meantime, it's a great chance for you to throw in questions in the chat. Good to see everybody. I'm glad you're all here today. Hello. Katie, thank you as always for being here. You are stalwart, and I appreciate you helping out today as always. Elizabeth, good to see you. Tavildo, hello from Sweden. My goodness, it is. Oh, it's okay. For a minute, I thought it was midnight. No, it's only about 10 o'clock there. That's not too bad. Pancake legitness. All right, Waffle. All right, we're just going to dueling breakfast breads at dawn. Good to have you back. More shelves. Yeah, you can see more shelves. Absolutely. Including the license plates. So as you know, and Callaghan was the license plate for my last car, and Harrogrim, I finally got my plates. So Harrogrim has arrived. Good to see you all. Yeah. Good storm sticks and mowing the front yard. Well, good news for you, Holly. I hope that's Nate. All things not fitting my width. Oh, I hear you. No, there is no return of. There's not even a return of Brupper, but I am grateful for a Team Brupper showing because, as we know, Team Suckfist is simply wrong. All right. I'm going to see if my PC has died yet. So here's the thing. It does seem to be fine until I launch a game, though in fairness, I've been having trouble lately just browsing the web. But yeah, we'll just see. We'll give it one or two tries in a little bit when we're ready to stream. We'll give it another 5 minutes to chat and see what's going on. And then we'll give Lotro a go. So like I said, we will get back, I hope, to streaming War in the North. I actually did get to play it. I played it for about an hour. And it was fun. You know, it's just that I can either play it stretchy or I can play it in a box with, half my monitor not used. And that's been a little frustrating. But once they, issue 21:9 widescreen support, we'll definitely stream it on the show. Nate has a question. I've been really enjoying the What If series on today's Tolkien Times. That's been a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to exploring more of those. Are there any what if questions in the Legendarium that I personally find compelling to think about? A lot. It's hard to say that there's one or two that come to mind. That's the problem. There's so many what ifs, right? You think about what if Isildur could have tossed the ring in the fire? That's a big one, right? Elizabeth had asked a question that we're tackling in the TTT right now. I don't remember which dates have come out, but we just started, I think, the first half of. Let me take a look at my topic tracker. That's a Monday one. Okay, so I think we just released. Okay, yeah, we released the first half of that one. Might have been Monday's. What if people actually listen to Melian? Well, as we'll find out on Monday when that episode drops, the second half of that, it's actually bad news, because if people listen to Melian, if Thingol had listened to Melian and said, "Okay, Feanorians, here's your Silmaril," then what happens to Eärendil? Is there even a War of Wrath? Does he even make his way there? Does he not make it through the Shadowy Isles without the Silmaril? There's so many, like, it has to be this way. Nate, still waiting for your broken Xbox. I'm so sorry. That is unfortunate. There's some really good questions coming up though in this series on Might Have Been Mondays. We got the people actually listen to Melian. What if the Moria Bridge still falls along with Durin's Bane, but Gandalf survived? That's also bad. Like, he needs to die for the story to do what it does, because Gandalf the White has so much more power. Gandalf the Grey, Tolkien himself says, could not have dealt with Theoden as he did. Theoden would have still been trapped under Saruman's, influence. A great question. What if the Mordor orcs had defeated the Isengarders and took Merry and Pippin? That's an interesting one. I don't know if somebody else asked this one or if this was mine. What if Aldarion had kept his word and was only gone 2 years? I do have some wonderful what ifs about Aldarion and Arendis. Those are a lot of fun, and we're going to get so many more already. I'm looking forward to those. They are a lot of fun. They are a little more work, I will admit. I'm having to do a lot more work on getting those ready, and that's all right. I can't do everything fast and easy, so. My goodness. Well, any other questions before we roll the dice and see if my computer will survive? It's crashed 3 times in the last 40 minutes. So we'll see if we can do. And to that end, by the way, when we get into Lotro, we're going to do Farmers Fair. Which means I'm going to have to bring Katie on, because do you know how much I know about the festivals in Lotro? Actually, that much. So it's going to be good to have Katie on to help us with that. And yeah, the segment's a lot of fun. Hi, Erica. Welcome. Glad you could join us as well. So yeah, any more? I'm going to give it just another minute or two, and then I'm going to go ahead and hop on to Lotro. Was there any Lotro news this week, Katie? Not Lotro news, any Lord of the Rings news? Any news about Rings of Power? Any news about the Gollum, Hunt for Gollum? Any news about other games? I did not track any of the reveals from D23, Nate. I'm not. It's not that I'm not a Disney fan. It's that I just don't have the bandwidth to be tracking those things, unfortunately. So new book drops, yes. Well, they're not new. They're actually books that somehow missed my radar. Can you believe I totally missed a release of a Katie says, and Katie has bolded it in our direct text so that I don't miss it. If it's wrong, I don't want to be right about Team Suckfist. Well, the good news is, Katie, I'm glad you don't care whether you're right, because you're not. There were books. For example, there's a Great Tales of Middle-earth box set that matches this set, right? So these are the deluxe. These are such gorgeous editions, right? I was so afraid that was going to be one of the OSHA mugs. I was so afraid. So, these volumes right here that are gorgeous, right? With the artwork on the foredge, and the quarter bound leather, with the art the gorgeous Alan Lee art. So they are doing, I didn't even know this came out. I think it came out a couple months ago. They've released a Great Tales of Middle-earth box set that matches this. So I've ordered that from Blackwell's because apparently I'm not sure if that's available in the US. But then there's also the Myths and Legends box set 2. The US edition comes out in a couple of weeks, but the UK edition's already out. That's got all the sort of the hardcore non-legendarium. So it's got the Old English Exodus, it's got Finn and Hengist, the story of Kullervo, the Lay of Autru and Atrun, and the Battle of Malden. So I've ordered that as well. We do have a book coming out in the near future, the Fall of Numenor Deluxe Edition. And then they also, and when I say deluxe, I mean these. So this set, sorry, let me try and get the mic out here. So this set of deluxe editions, there's going to be a fall. I don't know what I look like on the screen. I can't tell. There's going to be a Fall of Numenor. And then there's going to be a letters in that same thing, but the letters is only available in the UK. So really looking forward to all of that. Let's see. Other questions on the chat. Let's see. Nate asks, how was meeting Todd Stashwick at San Diego Comic-Con? Todd was great. Big fan, really kind. Spent a good 10, 15 minutes walking with me on the floor, showing me some of the art that he enjoyed. And we just had a really good time visiting with Don Marshall as well. And I literally don't, when you said that the Vision show looks good, Nate, I don't even know what that is. So optimistic for a Tangled remake. I would be too. My daughter would love that. Incredibles is a great franchise. Very, very excited about that as well. But let's see. Let me get back to where I need to be in Discord as well, in case Katie has more messages to send me. Those deluxes are fantastic, aren't they, Pancake? I mean, seriously, they're fantastic. I really have to say, though, I've really enjoyed these blue quarter-bound leather ones. They're a little more deluxe. The art's nice, but I really do like the cloth bindings on this series. They're really good. And yeah, that orange Silmarillion is really nice. It's an odd duck because there's already a Silmarillion in the deluxe series, but then there's these three over here, which include the Silmarillion, Unfinished Tales, and the Complete Guide to Middle Earth, which is interesting. But anyway, really, really looking forward to getting the Great Tales in that deluxe edition. Really looking forward to that. What else is going on here? Yeah, the deluxes really are. Drewy, good to see you. Glad you could join us today. We're gonna roll the dice here in a minute and see if Lotra will crash my computer. Sadly, my PC is having issues. Who asked for Coco 2? All right. Let's go ahead and roll the dice. Let's see if getting into Lotra will not break things, okay? So I'm gonna launch the game first because, hey, if it doesn't work, then there's just no point, right? We'll figure something else out. But let's go ahead and launch that. And as that is getting ready, I'll go ahead and pull that up on the screen here and move you all over to my other monitor. So let's see. Extra camera. Thank you for your patience, folks, while I do this. You'd think I'd have everything automated. I probably could. That's not in the right place now for me to do that. Maybe if I just shrink that down, it'll automatically swap. Nope, apparently not. There we go. Then I can move this. Oh, I wonder if I can. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. I can do that and still have myself visible on the screen. But as usual, we're going to turn that off so that you all can see what's actually happening in the Farmers Fair. So YouTubers and Twitchers, you're going to be talking to yourselves now, and I'm going to move that over. I will still have the chat up as I always do, and Katie will do a great job of crap. Well, so much for that, folks. So much for that. And that's not what I wanted at all, at all. Yeah, well, and that was not that was unfortunate. All right. We're going to try something. I don't know if we can do it very well on here because of the way games take so much resource. I'm going to try running it on the Mac and streaming it from here on the Mac so that at least then we can still do this, because clearly my PC is problematic. So I'm going to open up Lotro Launcher on my thing here, and I'm going to say extra, not camera. I want to do, can I pull up a window? Share screen? No. Select a window. There we go. All right. I mean, that's just the launcher. Well, now this may not work. Folks, today's stream may be very short indeed. I had it up and running on my Mac just a little while ago. There we go. It's now downloading. So give me a minute. We actually might be able to make this work. So thank you for your patience as we try to get around technology. Let me turn on chat, by the way, in the meantime, since that's going to be, let's see, who else is here? My PC needs more Lembus. Yeah, well, it's a powerful PC, but there's a problem. We think it might be now I think it might be a power supply issue. Before, there were concerns that the CPU was overheating, that we didn't have quite enough cooling. So I had an expert do some work on it. We changed some settings. We added some thermal paste, redid the whole thermal paste on the CPU, tested some other things. We thought we fixed it. It was good for like a month and a half, and now it's happening again, which tells me it's almost certainly a PSU problem. So either the wiring harness or the power unit itself is problematic. So I'm going to have to get that in. The Avatar TLA official cookbook. Yeah, Tech Gremlins. I mean, I couldn't even get the game to launch. It was really, really unfortunate. But hey, you know what? Tech is tech. You shall not crash. I like that, John. I really like that. All right, let me. Now that it is loaded, it's. I always keep the game updated on my PC, but that's because I usually. Ah, goodness. All right. That's not the button I wanted to press. Or is it? That's odd. There we go. All right, here we go. We are running. Now, the question is, can my Mac handle running and streaming from the same device? And, well, that's not quite what I wanted. Maximize. Okay, that's still not right. Thank you for your patience as we figure this out, folks. Don't want to maximize if I'm not going to be in it. That's not the point. How about Spotlight? No. Really do need picture in picture. I just understand why that's so small in comparison. But it is. And size. Well, that isn't quite what I want, but if we need to, we will. That at least gets us to the full width. So we may just leave it there. I'm not going to fiddle around with it. Let me pull up chat again. Katie, I am having a hard time, just so you know, having a hard time getting chat up as well, seeing that on my screen. So be sure to keep me updated on our private chat if you're able to. All right. Now let me get the audio. Can I get audio from this? Give me a second while I reach around and change my monitor, my audio output. Okay. Give me a moment here. Odd. Why would my... of course it's not going to see that. The game does not see any audio source that is not running when you launch the game. All right. You could hear it, though. Thank you, Katie. I did not know that. Unfortunately, I would have just left it that way. But that's okay. The good news is it won't have to update again. So this shouldn't take long. This has been a week, folks. You were last with me on Tuesday. Since then, my daughter was hospitalized with pneumonia for 3 days. Oh, no, that was last week. It just feels like this week. We had high school orientation. High school orientation? That is not okay. I am not okay with that. Let's see. Actually, I wonder if I can do entire screen 1. It still does the same thing. So I'm going to turn that back from... I don't want to do that. I want to close that out completely. Replace with screen share. Come on. How do I get rid of that? I should just be able to close that out. Oh, remove source. That's what I need to do. All right. Now we're going to go back to sharing screen. We're going to go to a window. And I'm going to share system audio. That will help. Then I can turn down the audio on my speaker. All right. Are you able to hear the music? Yeah, we've been through it. My son's going to be out of his cast a week from Monday. My daughter's doing well now. I said she was hospitalized this week. That was literally last Wednesday to Friday. She still sounds like a heavy smoker, though. Okay, it's actually louder than usual. That's good because I'm sending the system audio rather than having you pick it up through the microphone. All right. Which is interesting because now I can't change the volume via my Bluetooth. All right, so it sounds good. That's good to know. It's because it's now system audio instead of having to rely on a super loud speaker. If that's the case, Katie, thank you to tell me that it's hard to hear me. I'll go ahead and turn up my volume. Let me know if you're now able to hear me a little bit better, in comparison. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and enter Middle Earth because this should not crash. Now, I will say, in fairness, the graphics will not be quite as good as they are when I run this on my PC. But seeing as my PC is trying to, sort of get into my brain and make my day more stressful, we're just going to leave that be and see if this Mac works just fine. Thank you, John, letting me know. That makes sense, Katie. Both the music and my voice are now louder, so you have to turn your old systems down. But yeah, thank you for the hugs. It's very kind. It's been quite a summer in that regard. All right. So we've got the Farmers Fair, and Katie, I think you indicated you have to run real quick, and so maybe I'll do something first about. In the Epic, and then we'll do the Farmers Fair when you get back from that. Would that work for you? Let me know, and I'll go ahead and get moving here. We'll just do a little Epic thing while we're waiting. I'm very excited for that one, Pancake. Again, I should call you Waffle, but that's okay. The Kingdom Come stuff is fantastic. So to be able to see an open, an open world Lord of the Rings game is great. All right. Metal music. That shouldn't be the stream. What? I don't even have any metal music going on. That's bizarre. It's like dun, 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 dun. Really? So bizarre. How in the world is this happening? Stopped now. Oh, I wonder if my playlist. You were hearing my workout playlist. Spotify was playing. How bizarre is that? Oh, I know why. I accidentally, my volume button is right next to my skip button. And if you press skip or play, it automatically plays Spotify. So you were hearing a song in my workout playlist because that's what I was listening to last on Spotify. That's hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious. I don't know which song it was. I'll have to find out. It's actually the playlist called Ragnarok, and it's from one of my favorite VR. It's one of my only VR games where you play the drums. So it like Guitar Hero back in the day, and you would try to, it was a rhythm game. But this is actually like you're using your hands and you're doing this to hit drums, and it's the craziest workout. But it's all like Viking music and stuff. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, I might need to sort that out. That's a very good point because that would be copyrighted, and I don't want to get a strike. That was definitely an accident. All right, let's go ahead and get going. Katie, let me know. I'm looking at our chat. If you could let me know whether you're able to stick around for a bit, or if you have to run and get and step away for a few minutes, like you talked about. Okay, all right. Then let's go ahead and, if you're still waiting for that, let's go ahead and do the epic, and that way we don't have to worry about having that interrupted at all. We'll just play the epic until it's time, and then you can once you're back, we'll go ahead and do the Farmers Fair. All right. So we are going to head out of the town of a different exit here. Let's see. Let's pull up find the path. And then let's go over to... So we're going to take a look at the map here. We're going to go southwest of Callambel, and we're going to go over to those farms. So let's go down the road here and hang a right. Let's get on our horse. Thank you, Katie. So yeah, we'll just do this for a little while. You let me know when you're stepping away, and then when you're back. And once you're back, we'll jump to the Farmers Fair. Katie will help us. Literally, we'll get her on stream if we're able to do both. If we're not, then... I'm not sure what we'll do, but she will get in game with me and hopefully at least be on the stream. It may cause some problems just because having two sources plus a game on the same computer. It's one of the reasons I chose to stream mostly from the PC or to game from the PC, but I think we'll be all right. It's been good to sort of, deal with these issues and get them out of the way, and we're still playing Lotro, right? How fantastic is that? Thank you. I really appreciate those details, Drew, because I have not had that happen before. So Twitch might mute it. I can appeal. Probably not worth it anyway, since I have them disappear after 14 days on Twitch. YouTube, muting, clipping it out. Monetization. That's a fair point. Yeah, you really don't want to have copyrighted music. That is for sure. Total accident. All right, so we are heading over. We're almost there to these... what looks like little farm area outside of Kemenduril. Oh, there's bad guys here. Corsair Raiders. So we got to talk to a farmer in the field. Kemenduril flowers that are used for healing. Okay, let's go talk to one of these, the farmers, who are, of course, going to tell us to kill the bad guys. Because we should. No warrior. Protect him as he does his work. I will be helpless. Well, then we're just going to have to kill the bad guys for you. I will do my work. If you protect me. Well, of course I shall protect you. Nothing like one-shotting the bad guys. And then we also need to retrieve harvested bundles as well, so we will be doing that. It also gives us the Corsair weapons, so we're getting a good glimpse. Now, of course, this is something that, we likely the Gondorians at this time would have been dealing with, because the Corsairs were raiding the coasts. This is a very real thing that was happening to the folks of Gondor before the War of the Ring hit full speed. All right, we now have enough Corsair weapons, and we're going to go ahead and get one more bundle. And let's see, we need to protect him and retrieve the harvested bundles. So let's go back and see if that guy's still protected. If not, we're going to have to find another guy to protect, because we would have gotten him killed. Oh, we didn't protect him long enough. Okay. that's a problem, but we'll figure it out. Maybe. Except now I can't activate him again. There we go. Thank you for the help, friend. So now we head back to Gallengam. We'll go ahead and port there, make it a little easier. All right. Gallengam.
I do not like the look of these weapons at all. These are weapons of Umbar.
Ah, do you have news from the fields? Oh, you have more than that. These bundles of harvested flowers will allow me to brew a good quantity of my healing liquor. Insert joke about drinks healing anyway. But what are these? I do not like the look of these weapons at all. These are weapons of Umbar, I'll warrant. And that means the raiding parties that plague Lamadon come from the coast. If Prince Imrahil were here, they would not dare to land. But we have only his daughter Lothiriel to keep the coast safe, and she's not the leader that is her father. Can I just say I'm getting a little tired of his misogyny? He was really snarky about her before, too. Look, I mean, not too many people are Imrahil. Imrahil's pretty awesome. But this assumption that Lothiriel's not the leader just because she's a woman. Not a big fan of Gallengam at the moment. These Corsair raiders likely landed at the shore west of here. I expect they've established a foothold in the old ruins of the coast. People say elves once lived there, but that must have been 1,000 years or more. No elves have come near Cannonbell for as long as I've run my shop, at any rate. And you've been running your shop for 1,000 years, haven't you? If you're of a mind to deal with these Corsairs, that would be the place to do it. And while you're at those ruins, if you happen to see any old remnants of the elves, bring them back to me. I'll pay you a good coin for them. The elves won't be needing them after all. I've not traveled that way since I was a young man, but I remember an overlook with a good view of the ruins. It would be a good place to survey the situation. You should go there first. All right, then. I think I shall. What did I get here? I got a tracery, which is probably not something I'm going to use. Distracting shot cooldown and resist. I don't even use distracting shot very often. So we're going to go ahead and turn that into ancient script. All right. Panda, I'm glad to know that is the vibe we're supposed to be getting, because I'm like, this dude is kind of annoying. He's certainly, thinks he knows a lot. All right, where are we supposed to go? Oh, we're supposed to go all the way over to... Wow, almost all the way to Etherland. All right. And I don't think there's a stable master over there. If I turn off all of the filtered things and turn on only stable masters, the nearest one is going to be Tadrent, and then we can make our way over to Etherland. So let's go to... let's head over to the stables here. So we're going to go back up, find the stables here, go to Tadrent, and then take the manual horse over to the epic location. And Katie says she is on her way back. So we'll do this, and then we'll pop over to the farmers fair. And you'll get to see whether tech gives me more trouble with Katie's arrival, right? Let's see, is the stable up there? He should be up. Yeah, I think he's up there. Yeah, Gallengam's just, he's an interesting guy. All right, so we want to go to Tadrent. We've not been there before, so I'm going to have to pay a mithril to unlock the swift travel, but that's okay. Is this my favorite game? It's not my favorite game, but it is my favorite Lord of the Rings adaptation. It's so good as an adaptation. Other games, favorite game really changes almost, these days year to year because I don't get as much time to play games. No Man's Sky would be in the discussion for that. Civilization, all the various civilizations would be in the discussion of that as well. But yeah, let's get on our horse here. Wrong button. But that's a good question. Yeah, as a game, Lord of the Rings Online is not fantastic. Do we have an automatic horse? Yeah, it's a dual clutch horse, 7-speed. Oh, I vaguely remember this area, but I remember it in King's Gondor and having to go up in that area. So let's see. This is really neat to see this before all of that. Yeah, No Man's Sky is fantastic. I got it on debut, and when it was basically empty and not much of a game, more of a tech demo. But boy, I'll tell you, having it celebrate its 10th anniversary and seeing how it has changed, how just massive it is, and how the devs have done such a fantastic job of keeping it, alive and for free. Every single update, including massive updates that have changed the game radically. that would, that if it was a Paradox game, those look like bad guys. Yeah. Corsair patrols. Come on. Do your job. There we go. All right. Now let's do this again. Oh, 3 one-shots. 3 one-shots. That is fair, Dodger Artfeld. That's once you get to Gundabad and Far Harad, they're filling in the gaps. But I will say they've done a good job in filling in the gaps in a way that feels consistent with Tolkien. I really like the Kintai, like the idea of these Avari, that we see in the later games in Bar and in Harad. All right. Well, let's keep going here. Yeah, they do. They fill in the gaps really in a way that is at least consistent with Tolkien and something that I wasn't sure they'd be able to do. But I will admit I like the Umbar and Harad stuff more than I like Gundabad. But that's because I don't like dark interior spaces that feel claustrophobic, Moria. Yeah, total disappointment on launch. I mean, I played it for hours just because I wanted to, but it was like, where's the game in this? No Man's Sky is what I'm talking about. It was just, whoa, hello. I guess I'm going to have to fight. These guys just show up, man. They're running. Luckily, I'm a really tough guy here. I mean, I'm just going to take on 6 dudes and beat them all. Good night. All right. Of course I've got this. I love it. Chugging a Celsius. All right, Katie. Well, you let me know when you're ready. We'll do this thing first because we're right here in Ethelond. We want to find the overlook in Belfast that provides a good view. Okay, so that's going to be up here. That's going to be up here. I almost missed what the quest was telling me to do. Well, they were light blues, but still. I mean, 6 greens might have actually killed Katie, so this is where I get to wait for the lag and then get the yelling at. All right, let's talk to this guy, see what he has to say.
If you are a friend,
you're welcome to share my watch. Here, have my watch. I would be pleased to have your company, for men of Umbar have brought their ships to shore and threatened Netherland. My people have not inhabited the refuge for 1,000 years, but we bear enough affection for places once dear. We cannot allow the raiders to remain. I just got the hay in the chat. If their goal is plunder, they will be disappointed. The only relics that remain will be of historical value only. The historical documents proved very popular. Any valuable artifacts or jewels were taken long ago. There are others of my people nearby. If you can defeat some of the raiders, I will bring you to them. Return hither with any relics, and I will be doubly pleased, for I have an interest in curiosities for my people's history. So we want to explore the towers. There are 3 towers. There's the tallest one. There's the southern court. Oh, not 3 towers, 3 places. Tall tower, southern court, northwest dock. I don't think we'll have a problem killing 8 Corsairs and collecting 6 relics because, as usual, the bad guys will be carrying the relics on them. In the meantime, let me catch up on chat. Over the argument stating that Harad isn't Tolkien. Yeah, it's consistent, fills in the gaps. I mean, he barely mentioned anything about those things. It doesn't. I mean, that's the thing. It's, the Kintai fading into trees is a little different, clearly. But these are Avari. So, it's, there's room for disagreement, Oops, I just almost, but I, of course, have not finished completely, and I would for those who have not played that, we'll actually stop doing the spoiler stuff. The idea that at least that we finally get to encounter some Avari. Like we don't, nature of Middle Earth, I don't know how much they're able to dip into that. Obviously they can read it and they can do stuff that feels consistent. And I will admit the trees part was a little odd. But just the idea that we get to see them and that they are still very elf-like, not just physically, but spiritually. They just have different approaches to things. I thought it was really good. Is it perfect? No, it's not. Is it better than other adaptations? Yes. Other adaptations, struggle with consistency and tone and things like that. And I say that with love. These guys are running around, by the way. I don't think I've ever seen enemies that are constantly running unless they're running towards me. Like, the fact that they're always running is very interesting. Because it makes me think they're running towards me, and then I realize they're just running in circles. All right. Yeah, that's the thing. SSG can't use the wider Legendarium. They can only use the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit. Because it's whatever license Middle-earth Enterprises has, which is the one that Saul Zentz had purchased. Okay, so I will have to track down the relics. I won't be able to just, kill the guys and hope they show up. So let's take a look at the locations we need to look at. Let's go up that direction first. That must be where the tower is. So we'll kill some raiders, get some relics. To Gollum is an adaptation. If you're talking about the video game Gollum, which I think you are, that was awful. But that was awful because it was a terrible, terrible game. Like, just a terrible game. And of course, my son, who never texts me in the middle of the stream. All right. He was showing me his Duolingo streak for chess. I think I'll allow it. Oh, goodness. Let's see. Am I heading in the right direction here? I think so. Yeah. Looks like I'll be getting to this area. My goodness, these dudes are just running all around. They're exercising, which is good. I'm really proud of the Corsair Raiders for doing a good job with their exercise, taking their physical fitness seriously. That way they can be... Corsair ships have moored at the docks of Ethelond. And then we're going to go ahead and drop a rain of arrows on these guys. Boom! Couple relics. I think that'll actually lock us up with our relics. Almost. We'll need one more. For $2? For $2. Just about anything Tolkien really is going to be worth $2. Catching up on chat. Enjoy your input. We're going to campaign for MERP. Oh, excellent. That is some classic stuff right there. I mean, MERP is old school. It is... Oh, man, I haven't played that in ages. Good stuff, though. You liked it because Alan died for a bunch of times once. For years, we didn't even know they had direct access to using the Hobbit content. That is true. We didn't. It's on sale for $2. It's on sale for $2. Pick it up, man. SSG is only certain content. Absolutely true. Yeah, that's the thing. Dodger, you're absolutely right about that. They can't use that content, but they can read that content and create material that is at least not inconsistent with it. And I do kind of wish they would. I frankly think they do that. I mean, I was about to say I wish they did that more often, but they do it better than any other adaptation I've seen. So let's head down and see if we need to spot the tallest tower, which should be easy. Looks like it might be that one. And the Southern Court. Pancake, how often do I work out? Thank you. I mean, at 58, I need to maintain my fitness in order to just be alive. So I try to get to the gym 3 or 4 days a week. I used to do 5 or 6, but ever since my back problems, that's been really impossible to do. Plus, I think I did that before I was doing the daily show, and it's really challenging to do that much. So these days, I'm pretty happy if I can get in 3 times a week. I will admit that I am using a GLP, and that has helped with some of my weight loss. But yeah, I do try to take my fitness somewhat seriously. Because I didn't take it seriously in my 30s, right? When I should have. And when you've got, a 14-year-old and a 12-year-old with special needs, you want to be able to be around for a while. But thank you. Very kind. MERP has some things it really does. An expired coupon and 2 handfuls of pocket lint. Sometimes you can get a Steam sale deal on that. Let's see. We still have one more place to go. It looks like it must be up there. How am I going to get there? Probably back up this way. Tallest tower once kept watch over the sea. We're done. Now we just need to bring the relics back to our friend Lathlorn, who said he would share his watch with us. I'm just hoping it's a nice, is it a Timex? Is it a Casio? Or is he like a really classy elf and we're going to get ourselves a Rolex? Heck, I'll just take a Tag Heuer at this point, really. Yes, they are pretty consistent about that, Drury. They don't do a lot of things that are inconsistent. I mean, you can make the argument that the trees thing is a bit of a stretch. I admit that was one that I was a little bit, but I'm okay with it. Like, we don't know much about the Avari, and because we don't know, you really do have more freedom there. But everything else, they do very good about, very, very good job about not being inconsistent. These crazy Corsair patrols, they're just running. No wonder they're trim. All right, guys, come on back. I'm going to lay a trap. Hopes of remastering additional games. I would love to see, Nate, those are 3 games I want to see back. And the other one, I think I mentioned this the last stream or the one before, Lord of the Rings, The Third Age. That was that turn-based, it was using a combat system that felt a little like some of the turn-based Final Fantasy-ish ones, where you'd had moves and you could do things that would like buff your party. And, it was, I loved it. It was an Xbox-only game, I think. And the problem is it's one of those Xbox games that has not, was never done with the reverse compatibility or the, chase those guys all over the place. Forget it. If they don't want to die, they don't have to die. Let's go talk to our guy. Okay, welcome. Good to have you here. Affectionately tackles everyone. Good luck with that. Some of us are larger than others, might be a little difficult to tackle. Lothlorn, what's up, dude? Are you going to share your watch with me? Sorry, I have to do things like this. Yeah, The Third Age. You have a copy? You have a copy of The Third Age? That was a great game. If they could remake that, yes, that would be great. That was one of my favorite, though I could literally never remember the names of the characters. I just called them not Aragorn, not Éomer, not Éowyn, not Legolas, and not Gimli. Really, really great one. Yeah, Panda, I definitely like that. There's a lot less of an understanding of Eru and the Valar. All right. It always warms the heart to meet a new friend in these dangerous days, Hilbern. We do not have enough warriors to cast the Corsairs into the sea, but your efforts in the refuge have told them that even an abandoned refuge is never truly forgotten by the elves. Yes, but where's your watch?
And I am proud to count myself among the Avarim.
Ooh, this is where it gets interesting, isn't it, Katie? This is where the story gets interesting. Sorry, I was just looking at Drew's comment about the gameplay being great and loving the evil mode. I actually enjoyed the story, but it was pretty much just a clone of Lord of the Rings. But it was fine. I just love the combat. I really enjoy that sort of a system. Somebody else earlier asked what my favorite games in general were. I think it might have been Pancake. And I mentioned the Civ series. I really like turn-based stuff. I've always enjoyed that. Like Fantasy General was one of my favorites, and the Panzer General series as well. Anything that's turn-based, because I think strategically, I think in layers. I don't think, off the top of my head. So I much prefer turn-based to real-time strategy. The voices were great. Still stuffing her. Oh, I'm so glad you're enjoying the stream, Katie. All right, it is time for me to introduce myself properly, my friend. I am Lothlorn, and I am proud to count myself among the Avarim. We were tasked by Círdan the shipwright with maintaining a watch on Etherland, and have done now for some time, removing overgrown brush and keeping the paths clear, and ensuring that the docks remain free of debris. If the havens of Mithlond become untenable, this would be the last place from which my people could depart this Middle-earth, the Undying Lands. The men of Umbar that occupy Etherland do us a grievous turn, and do not even know of it. Dorthineth is the leader of the Avarim, and you can find her in a cave where we reside for now. If you follow the road southwest on the way to Dol Amroth, you will come to a rocky cleft in the ground to your right. Follow it down to a cliffside path over the water, and you will come to the entrance. Tell Dorthineth of your experiences in this land, for she has a wisdom about her, and has proven a capable leader of the Avarim for as long as I have known her. All right, then. John, related note, have you all seen the I Finished a Video Games Middle-earth? I have not. That sounds like something I would like to watch. I tend not to watch like really long, retrospectives in series, but that sounds like something I'd enjoy. Looking at the map here, it looks like we'd probably have a hard time trying to take the direct line. It looks like there's a little bit of a rise there. So we'll go back on the road and take it to the junction and turn right. So let's do that. Let's do that. I'm kind of glad that we're not talking to Gallingham anymore. That was really ticking me off. His little Ethereal didn't know what she's doing because she's a woman thing. What do we get? Oh, we got some enhancement runes, folks. Let's make our weapon better, shall we? Let's see, we've done really well there. Let's do the single target attack criticals, or maybe... Let's keep going with Swift Bow, because I use Swift Bow in almost every fight. So we're going to drop that on there. Oh, it's not powerful enough for that tracery. Of course it's not. I'm a little over-leveled for the area, so the rewards I'm getting are more designed for somebody who's like level 98, 99. So that means I'm going to drop that enhancement rune into my folder for a later alt. All right. Thank you, Katie, for reminding me I never liked Gallingham. I couldn't remember because I know we did some stuff with him in King's Gondor. And I just found him just obnoxious. Besides, anybody who, rips on Lothiriel, they're going to get my bad side because, I mean, come on. Imrahil's daughter, and she ends up marrying Éomer. She can't be bad. The whole line, Imrahil's line is fantastic. Oh boy. Let's get away from these patrols. Katie, I do still want to do a little bit of the Farmer's Fair. We'll have to see about that. They definitely are. Multi-hour commitment, text-based games. Ooh, I'm definitely going to check that out. I'll favorite that and watch it over time. Because I do tend to kind of zone out on YouTube videos. It's why when I created the TTT, I was like, 8 minutes, 10 minutes tops. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Where are we headed? This is Dol Amroth. That's Dol Amroth off in the distance, folks. Look at that. Glorious. And of course, it would look better on my PC, but alas. Yeah, it's a little chunky. It's made up of about 12 pixels from here on my Mac. But that's okay. Just as good with me doing this. All right. Thank you, Katie. I appreciate knowing that. That way we won't move on over to Farmer's Fair right away. This Tuesday's stream, we're looking at having Miranda, known as Ex Librismere on Instagram, join us for... Drew just sent me a GameCube version of the Third Age. I just knew it wasn't on PC. I just knew it wasn't. Otherwise, I'd have it on. I'd have it like with good old games. GOG Games is one of my favorite resources for old games. Oh boy. So this is like, really? Do I need to go all the way down there? Am I supposed to just fall? Is there a path that I'm not aware of? Oh, there's the path. All right. Well, we're going to still break some ankles. Maybe we'll land in that tree. Oh, ow. Crack. All right. Missed the GameCube. Wow. You miss the GameCube. I'm kind of sorry, actually. The GameCube. I will say the Nintendo systems have always been interesting in the sense that, you get some really cool exclusives, but they've also been interesting in the sense that they're always about 3 years behind the times in terms of graphics. All right, here we go. The Caves of the Avarim. What's wrong with the GameCube, sir? Well, Nintendo. In an effort to do the exclusives, they create kind of a entry-level hardware that they price comparable to the high-level hardware. That's all. But if you want to play Mario Kart, you better buy the Nintendo hardware. You can't play it on any other system. All right. Enough griping about GameCube, Switch, all the other stuff. Mario Kart Double Dash, yeah. Yeah. First, the Wii. Ah, the Wii. Yes. Never owned that. My first gaming console... Well, okay, my first gaming console was an Atari 2600. I'm feeling woefully old. Woefully old. But when I got out of that and a colleague... No, actually, it was a Coleco TriStar. Then it was the Atari 2600. Then I made the switch to computers and did the Commodore 64 and then the Amiga 500. And then I started building PCs. And I didn't go back to consoles until the Sega Dreamcast. No, before the Dreamcast, the Sega Genesis. So 1994, I think I bought one. Then the Dreamcast, and then the PlayStation. And then it was always PlayStation and Xboxes, but I stopped with the PlayStations at 3. I never bought, or no, 4. I never bothered with the 5. Get off my lawn. Yeah, Commodore VIC-20. Oh, I had a cassette deck with my 64. I used to code games from one of those magazines and then save the code on the tape. Yes. Coleco. Dodger, I had a feeling you might be from my generation. Yeah. Oh, I had the Odyssey. I forgot about that. That was the little handheld one, right? That had like the little black and white LED or LCD pixel grid. That was great. Yeah. I played with it in television, but never owned one. Man, I loved it. I've always regretted getting rid of these things. Like, I wish that I'd held on to them and had like a museum of sorts. And that's definitely one of the things I'd love to do, is go to an old school video game museum. Talk about nostalgia, right? It is our duty to watch over the refuge of Everland, though it be abandoned. But you're here, so it's not abandoned. Okay, you're not really in the refuge. That's fair. There's only a handful of you. You couldn't really populate the refuge. But where do you get your food? All right. I'm waiting. Who do I talk to in here, right? Find somebody. So we keep on walking down the path. Oh, the music. Anytime you're in an elvish haven. Oh, summon you. Katie says summon you. All right. All right. I'm a nice guy. We're going to summon Katie. And I'm going to wait for her while I do and catch up. ColecoVision playing Smurfs. Played with fire. Sorry. I didn't even see who that was. Okay. That's a good one. None of this technology nonsense. Captain Pedantic. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Katie. I actually, embarrassingly, I played with fire. I used to love watching, like, I know I'm not an arsonist, I promise. I'm not even a pyromaniac. Although that was Def Leppard's best album. Can we be clear, Pyromania? I mean, I blew out my car's stereo speakers to photograph. I mean, granted, it was a 75 Ford Pinto. The speakers weren't much to write home about, but it still happened. I remember once, like, just being fascinated with watching a match, right? And watching the fire start. I was maybe 12, and maybe I was stupid and thought, I don't want, because I would see that if I lit a match on the counter, that it would leave a little black mark on the counter. So I thought, oh, I know, I'll just put a couple paper towels down. I wasn't a bright kid, folks. I'm sorry. And I lit the match, and of course, then the paper towel went up, and I had the paper towel in the kitchen on the counter, right beneath this little small washcloth that we had dangling from the handle of a cabinet. It was like where you would dry your hands if you washed your hands. It was the cabinet right next to that. So the paper towel went up because fire works that way. And the next thing I knew, the fringe on the washcloth was catching, and I was panicking. I think I might have been 11. Anyway, I saved the house at the cost of a little bit of the cabinet laminating, and that was a bad story to have to tell my mom. Yeah, never go through a fire phase. I'm really, really grateful that has not happened with it. Alan is a reason we have warning labels. That is quite true. Def Leppard and Skinnerd. All right. You know, I have to admit, I didn't really get into Leonard Skinnerd when I was young, but Def Leppard I did. No doubt. I feel like Joe Dirt. Oh, man. Yeah. Kids never go through a fire phase. Did Katie just sigh in game? She did. She did. All right. Come with me, Katie. I'm sorry. No more talk of burning things down, because the good news is I learned my lesson and never did it again. Now I'm terrified of fire. No, mostly I'm terrified of small places. Getting that MRI last week or 2 weeks ago was like a freaking nightmare. I had to do it cold. I've done a bunch of MRIs for like my shoulders and stuff. But I had to get an MRI, but I also had to travel that day. And so that meant I couldn't do the usual Xanax because I needed to get in the car and drive. And so I had to sit in that metal tube for 40 minutes or whatever it was, half an hour, just keeping my eyes closed the whole time, going, don't open them, because the ceiling is like, right here. And of course, I'm not a small dude, so the sides of the tube were like brushing up against my shoulder. Yeah, it was really, really wild. Daughter may have almost burned his childhood house on with peanut butter marshmallow toast. Oh, yes. Yes, that's the thing. Yeah, you think, well, gosh, the toast goes in the toaster, right? Fire art with fire art? Usually I just create fire with those things. Or ant murdering destruction devices. Those are always good. This cave is the home of the Avarim in this land. Do no harm here, or pay the price. That'll be $1.79, please, plus tax. Oh, look, there's a swift horse. Say swift horse. Is that like a swift... Is that like the swift duck that saved Sam? That's what I want to know. Where do we go from here? Why is there no ring on my map? This is beautiful, though. Look at the map. Look at how far we've come into this cavern, and look at this gorgeous location. Can they do housing here? I would love housing here. Yes, the quick duck. The quick duck. Did the quick duck save Sam? I love that moment. I have a great deal of respect for the people of Gondor, but see them only rarely. Maybe that's because you live in a cave? I mean, just saying. The quick duck, yeah. This is good stuff, folks. I really enjoy talking about pyromania and my childhood terrifying experiences. There's seriously nobody to talk to. Galdor? Galdor? I'm so sorry. I zoomed in on his face and I realized I'm on the Mac, so he's made up of about 6 pixels. All right, maybe we go up here. Is that where we go? I mean, whenever there's an up, you probably should go there. There's Dorthoniel. All right. Or Dorthaneth. An elf maid stands on the bridge deep in thought. Ooh, I almost fell off the bridge. Don't fall off the bridge. Look at that waterfall. Look at the statues. This is great. Love this place. Quiet Riot. Oh, my goodness. They were a little too glam rock for me. I mean, I had to kind of pretend that Def Leppard wasn't, but, All right. Book 1, Chapter 8. You be nice to the Avarim. Of course I'm going to be nice to the Avarim. I know we got to be nice to the Avarim. If I'm in person for it, I'll take fire extinguisher duties. I have a fire extinguisher in my car. But you should always have a fire extinguisher in your car, right? I mean, that's just a safety thing, especially if you race it at all. Like, that's kind of what you need to do. Remind me if I don't remember to tell you the story of my car catching on fire on a very bad day. Katie's tempted to push me off the bridge. Katie, can you? Here, try to push me off the bridge. Can you push? Are you able to? All right. Book 1, Chapter 8.
I am called Dorthaneth, and I have chosen to care for the Avarim.
Welcome to Belfast, Hilbern. I'm called Dorthaneth, and I have chosen to care for the elves here as a mother does. They are the Avarim. They have come to this land to watch over the refuge of Ethelond and keep it safe from danger. Danger threatens it now. As you have seen, men of Umbar have come ashore in great number, too many for my few Avarim to drive away. A guest has lately arrived, and who just spoke about these raiders. Go to him and hear what he has to say, for his news signals trouble for the Avarim, and for the folk of Gondor as well. Do you see him across the way? His name is Galdor, and he has lately arrived from Imladris. Do I like Judas Priest, Pancake? I used to. I can't say I like them anymore. I don't, but they're not on my 80s rock playlist. I think maybe one song is. But I enjoyed them back in the day.
I'm glad you have come to the Cave of the Avarim.
So this one's not an epic quest, but it is an important one. We are going to ride to the Dead Marshes and hasten the Gondorian back to his homelands before he causes great harm by his presence there. All right, that's an interesting one. But let's go talk to Galdor first. That's an interesting one. It takes us right to an on-level place, of course. And that's Gildor. There's the horses. I don't want to jump, because if I jump, I might fall in the water. There's got to be a way to get down there without falling in the water, right? Thinking back, generally too sensible, cautious. Yeah, yes, we're playing with fireworks. Oh, yes, fireworks. This was, I remember as a kid, fireworks were, legal. You could do stuff with them. Oh, that's right. I got to go across. I can't just pop over, can I? Oh, Katie's showing me the way. She's showing me the way. Apparently you can swim there. Or maybe she's just pulled me off to make me look like a Oh, she wins the day. She wins the internet. She got me to go and follow her. I was following you because I thought you knew a shortcut to get there. How do I get out of the water now? You know what? I'm going to have to go port to Galdor. He's like literally right there. It's too close to me. Of course it is. All right. Well, maybe I'll swim farther away and port. I don't see how to get out of the water. I followed Katie. I guess that'll tell you, don't follow Katie. Is that the advice I need to learn from today's stream? Nope, he's still too close to me. She pushed me off the bridge, didn't she? You trolled me. You trolled me. Good job. Did I play lawn darts? This is all about the danger zone, right? This is all about the things. Did you... I drove a 75 Ford Pinto. That was dangerous enough. And no, I didn't drive it in 1975, people. Come on. I'm old, but that's just unnecessary. And I do like the British pronunciation of that. That is unnecessary. Maybe I can hop into the boat. Ah! Katie. Harassing the NPCs. Katie, you did this to me, and I'm none too pleased. Dang it, I'm stuck. Oh, man. All right. No, I know what we're going to do. I'm going to port to Bree and then use the mithril. Oh, man. Well played, Katie. Well played. I will get you back, though. Oh, now I can't remember his first name, but Star Trek Wrath of Khan. Union Singh Khan. As he once said, revenge is a dish best served cold. As hard... of my own free will, following my guide who promised to keep me safe. Check out these pretty statues in Angmar. That's a good one. What do you think my best troll was, Katie? I think it was when I literally rickrolled Sean in front of 70 people in a PPP live recording. Was that not my best? You made an implied promise, and as an attorney, I need to tell you about implied promises, because when you take an action in reliance upon an implied promise, the other party is stopped from breaching that contract. Twitch chat knew it was going to happen. That was easily my best. That was such a moment. Katie, I'm going to let you tell the story while I do this. Don't you lawyer me. I'm a lawyer, Katie. Of course I'm going to lawyer you. Well, I'm not. I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. I did let my bar card expire, so I'm just a holder of a Juris Doctorate and a passer of the bar. I know your face, Hilbern, for I came to him Landris some months ago and saw you there. A council was held and many courses decided, but we will not speak of them here. Know that I hold you in esteem and consider you an ally, and we bear friends in common. It is that sense of kinship that drives me to tell you this. Do not underestimate the Corsair threat. I gave Dorthanet the same warning. In my journey here, I came near to a group of Umbar men and overheard their talk. They spoke in reverent tones of the heirs of Castamere and the Scourge. Wow, Katie, this is phenomenal. The heirs of Castamere, that's a thing we're dealing with for like 20, 30 levels from now. Love this. Maid of Lions used to be a lawyer as well. There's a lot of ex-lawyers. Well, okay, Katie, I'm on voice. I should tell my own story, but I got to read this story. So I don't remember all of it. I remember there was a graphic involved that created that looked like the banner of a news story. And there's a link. I used a link. There's a link to a Rickroll thing that if you get somebody to click on the link, they're Rickrolled. But it was a fairly obvious link. And so I went to Bitly and I shortened the link to a custom link. And at the time I had a subscription to Bitly, so I could actually change the URL to what I wanted it to. So I changed it to to make it look like a legit news site and a legit news article. And in front of everybody, he clicks on it and we get, never gonna give you up. That was fantastic. Fantastic moment. Highlight of my PPP career was trolling Sean in front of everybody, getting him rickrolled. Katie, how did you get out of the water? How did you get out of the water? Show me how you got out of the water. But it is not these names that fill me with anxiety. No, the flame of my concern is kindled. Because Lilialai is here. She is a terror among hobbits. It's kindled by the passion with which the Umbar men spoke of their loyalty. Any of them would die in the name of the heirs, and gladly, which is not a trait I have heard associated with that people before now. Something has changed. I will set out from Mithlond in a few days, but do not forget my warning. All right, then. Found your way out of the water without porting. What's not what it says? Oh, the part about Lily? No, but what were my nicknames of the weapons again? Lillian to kill, which is the doom of Lily. No, the fate of Lily, right? No, the killer of Lily. That's what it is. It's the killer of, or the slayer of. And then Lily Amarth is the doom of. I like that. I like that. The doom of Lily, the slayer of Lily. These are good names. All right. Talk to Dorthaneth. But there's a mystery about how do I get to her now. Oh, there's the stairs. Thank you, Katie. I appreciate that. Knowing that it's right here by Galdor will be helpful. Would have been, in the words of Adam Sandler, things that would have been nice to know yesterday. I'm not going to scream it the way he did. That was a little over the top. Do we need to send Lobelia after him? Did I actually say your name right? I forgot to do the Lilialai. Lilialai. I like to buy a consonant.
Galdor is right to worry.
Galdor is right to
The
worry. The men of Umbar have not possessed
loyalty like
loyalty.
this for years.
It was once believed their people would decline and no longer pose a threat to the neighbors across the bay. I do not believe these heirs of Castamere are truly descended from their king, but I have paid little attention to the histories of Gondor and could not say for certain. The lives of men are brief. Before many a season has passed, they fall, like the leaves of the trees in my home. I have never recorded either. Dorthaneth is silent for a long time, and you've almost decided to leave her in peace when she speaks again. I would be content to remain alone, listening to the sound of the water falling and the sighing of the wind in the trees. But as long as the Avarim must remain here, I will care for and protect them. There are others, too, with whom I feel a kinship and would safeguard.
Go to Dol Amroth and give Lothiriel my warning.
You must think I speak of leaving the world to its troubles, but even I, with every reason to do so before me, cannot truly withdraw. I have grown fond of Lothiria, the daughter of the Prince of Dol Amroth, who rules now in his absence. On several occasions she has escaped the watchful eyes of her guard and come to visit me outside the walls of her city while Lilialai is doing laps around the town. The matters of which we spoke, not war, nor armies, nor weapons. They were matters of love and of marriage. For Lothiriel is betrothed to a man she does not wish to marry. Such things are a lady's concerns, and I counseled her on them as best I could. Imrahil, dude, come on, man. Betrothed to a man she does not love. This is a sad thing. Heartseeker damage. Is that a tracery that we want? It might be. Rain of arrows damage, quick shot damage, swift bow damage, and merciful shot and huntsman's shot cooldown. It might replace that one because I don't really use merciful shot too much. Focus builder, focus spender, ranged crit, and bleed. Yeah, let's go ahead and upgrade that that merciful shot and huntsman's shot cooldown with a Heartseeker damage, because look at that, it does also boost our crit rating, and it's teal. Ah, but dang it, I forgot. I just dropped an older tracery, a lower level tracery. Redwood Elder, what is going on here? We ask ourselves that all the time. Yes, I do need square brackets. That's absolutely right. I love square brackets. I use them all the time. Ask anybody who's read my outlines. My poor co-hosts are constantly like, can you just write down what I need to say? Why do we need to use the brackets? Yeah. Sometimes we don't. You could do another lap before I'm ready. Welcome. What a very nice bridge. It's a nice bridge. I like this bridge. Oh wait, that would be very much in a donkey voice. That's a nice bridge. I like that bridge. I can't do Eddie Murphy. I've never been able to do Eddie Murphy. What am I thinking? All right. So we need to travel to the entrance of Dol Amroth eventually and present myself to the guards, which means we're going to go port someplace. Where were we? Where's our travel window? Oh no, I don't have any plugins on this. That's the problem. All right, so let's scroll down to the guides, and not so much the guides, but my returns, because we're going to return, or my milestones. Hi, Katie. Look at you jumping around. Do I have any milestones here? Guide to Tornhad, Esteldine. What are my milestones? I know they're here. This is why you usually shortcut them, but I usually have a... there we go. We're going to return to Dinadab, and from Dinadab, we'll then try to find our way to Dol Amroth. Nice lap, though. I'm not going to summon you. You'll have to make your way there. She's going to go straight to Dol Amroth, of course. So we are still in Dinadab. We're actually north of Kalimdor now, which is a mistake because they don't have any horses. Dang it! Why didn't I set Kalimdor as... Why did I not set Kalimdor as my milestone? Rah! Enjoy the nice horse ride. You could have just ridden there. Yeah, Southbury. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go to Southbury. Excuse me for a moment. You'll do some laps. You'll go from Bree to Dol Amroth. All right, so I'm in Western Bree right now. I'm going to head to South Bree, and then we'll take the steed. I don't want to take him all the way to Dol Amroth because then it's kind of cheating you of the approach to the town. So we'll go to the one that we just opened up before we went to Ethelon, that little town. I think it started with a T, and we'll go there first, if we're able to. Right? We might have to fiddle around with the route. Just missed you in South Bree. From Bree to Camembert. Nicely played, Pan. All right. So, yeah, in Belfast, the only one I can go to would be Dol Amroth. I kind of don't want to do that. So let's see if we can figure something out. We want to go to someplace in Western Gondor rather than, if we're allowed to. Western Gondor, we can't. So I think we need to go to Minas Tirith, right, Katie? Probably Minas Tirith. But not after battle. That would mess me up. Now it's going to be your turn to summon me. You got to go to one of those places. I don't want to cheat you all out of my approach to Dol Amroth for the first time. So is there a place in Lebanon that I can go to? Or even Eastern Gondor? Lebanon. Yeah, let's go to Lebanon. We'll go to Pilar. We'll go to Lynn here. We'll go there. With fig jam on toasted sourdough. Man, I'm so hungry. You could just summon me, Katie. That's true. But you're not going to. That's okay. Reduced for sale. Mortadella. Ooh. I'm feeling like a good smoked, maybe a good smoked Gouda. Sounds good right now, actually. Now I'm seeing Katie saying, I can summon you. I can summon you. But I don't want you to summon me to Dol Amroth, right? Are you in Dol Amroth, Katie? Because if you're outside of Dol Amroth, right? Like if you're in, let's say, you know, that little town there of Ostlontir. Something like that. You're in Ostlontir? If you're in Ostlontir... Oh, not in King's Gondor, though. I don't want to be in King's Gondor. That's why I can't see you. Why is it King's Gondor? Western Gondor. Okay, so you're in Dol Amroth. Yeah, let's not summon me. I'm just going to try to go to... where's the stable master? Okay. All right, we want to go to Central Gondor. Can I seriously not go there? You're gonna have to summon me because I can only go to King's Gondor places. That's post battle. All right, go ahead and summon me. It's all right. We'll just you know, it is pretty music. I really like it. Go ahead and summon me, and then I'll just back out and we'll approach the city, and that'll be a nice little maybe stopping point as well. And thank you in advance, Katie, for spending a summoning horn on me. We have here lesser valorous acts of penetration, phrasing, Anorian hides, tattered or here parchments. Oops, wrong thing. I've got some task items. Those might be worth taking a look at. Ooh, we have a treasure chest, folks. We have a treasure chest. We're gonna have to take a look and open that up later. All right, Dan. Yeah, no worries about the lag. You can actually see the look. Oh, of your kinship members, Nate. I thought you meant fellowship members. Yeah. Yeah. There is an auto fellowship that you can do if your friends don't mind you being really annoying, where you auto fellow with them when you log on. All right, so we're in Dol Amroth, but we're going to get the heck out of Dol Amroth. In fact, we're going to so not see this really quick. Keep your eyes closed. We're going to go to the stable master. Thank you, Katie, for summoning me. And we are going to ride a slow horse, not a quick horse, to some other place so we can get outside of town and then, so we're not going to take swift travel. We're going to just take a regular horse and then we'll approach the town properly. How's that? All right. That's right. Thank you. Wow. See, that's the thing. I've come to the entrance of the great city of Dol Amroth. No, I haven't. I'm leaving Dol Amroth. Dang it. All right. Dismount. Too busy to do that right now. Oh, it's because of this. It's the overlap of that panel. So dismount. And the East German judge gives me a 6.5, and there goes my medal. The dismount. All right. I am feeling particularly silly today. Look at this. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you. This is why I wanted to enter the town properly. Look at the sculpture of this place. Look at the design of this place. The glorious towers. And again, the graphics aren't quite as good on this because it is, wow and yes, because it is on my Mac rather than on my PC, but it is fantastic. And all I can think about is cheese. That's totally fair. I really am craving a good smoked something. Smoked Gouda. I don't have one on hand, but I do have a smoked cheddar. I might have to open that up. But I'm out of, oh gosh, I can't remember the name of the really thin, not ham, but also ham. It's too expensive. That I don't buy very often. That you put on a little plate with the fancy cheeses. Look at you with your fancy horse, Katie. Look at you with the fancy horse. That is a nice horse. Look at that horse. That's the only time Lily's actually taller than me. It starts with a P. Yes, it does. I got it. I look at my trash can. I look at the package. I can't remember. Prosciutto. I can't believe I couldn't remember what it is. Who's just showing off? Yeah, Katie's definitely showing off. Head to cheese counter next. Good call. A little prosciutto and a little smoked cheddar on some good, sea salt crackers. Favorites in the plural. Fair. Now you're just showing off. Multitudinous. Heirloom tomatoes and drizzled. Oh, this is not fair. It's turning into a food channel. All right. All right. Let's go take a look at the city. Katie, thank you for accompanying me and thank you for summoning me. Are you backing up? Beep, 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 beep. Alan is, in fact, a hobbit. I am playing a hobbit. At 5'9", I'm thankfully too tall to be a hobbit, but also too short to be a Númenórean, which, alas, makes me sad. You all know that Elendil is 7'11", right? Rangar and a half. A Ranga and a half, I should say. Rangar being the plural. Ranga being, I can't remember the exact length now. But hold Númenórean linear measurements. Can I just say I love the geekiness of all things Tolkien? All right. So this is Dol Amroth. This is such a fantastic place to be. Story-wise, of course, Dol Amroth is one of the most fascinating locations in Gondor. It was actually founded before the fall of Númenor. And it was, it's just the fact that it's been there longer than the rest of Gondor is quite something. Maybe I should start a podcast. I wonder if Prancing Pony Pod is an available name. What do you think, Katie? Today's a fun one. Look at the doors. The stars around the tree. The music. They've done such a great job. And when I say the doors, I don't mean Jim Morrison, just to be clear. All right, here we go. We are approaching the gates, and now we get the appropriate talk to a guard by the entrance. Take a look at his armor. Or his livery, I should say. All right. Halt and speak your business, stranger. There was a time when passage into the city was free and open and none needed to answer questions, but those days are done. They will come again when the war is over. First, you must answer me these questions 3. What is your name? What is your quest? What is your favorite color? All right, you say you have come with an urgent warning for Lothiriel from Dorthaneth, the leader of the Avarin. Leader of the creeping elves, you should say. Well, that is closer to the truth. Some say there is elvish blood in Imrahil's line, but if so, I say it is a good ways back, and the prince has done a good job of not letting it master his senses. You may pass into the city. Lothiriel is fond of the elves, and her father is not here to speak against the meeting. It is not my place to speak for him, though I think his mind would be clear on this. Not a fan. Welcome to the fair city of Dol Amroth, where Prince Imrahil rules. Alas that our prince has ridden to war, may he return whole and hail. Lothiriel now governs in his stead. Dol Amroth is a great city of Gondor, and you will not see its like anywhere. Would you like a tour? Many of our folk would be happy to show you the sights. You will find us a friendly people. Just walk around and you will be greeted by pleasant townsfolk. All right then, that's easy enough. Catching up on chat. If Elendil was 7-Eleven, did he have Slurpees on hand? Or roller snacks? Sean, that's brilliant. Love that. Love that. What else have I missed? Yeah, he definitely was a Chad. He was like the ultimate Chad. I'm sure his chin was like so sharp you could cut paper with it. No, I'm kidding. He's been good. He's been through it. It's good. Thank you, Katie. I appreciate that. Too late by now. Self-perpetuating. 100%. 100%. It is a perpetual motion machine now. All right. Katie, come with me. Hi, Katie. Or Lily. Look at that. She's got only 340,000 more hit points than me. I should get Halagrim out here, though. We could do a spar for everybody. Wouldn't be surprised if Gilgalad was close to 7 foot tall. No, I'm not going to let the spar with me. I'm level 101. You're going to spank me. Not literally. I was phrasing. Sorry. I'm not going to allow you to spar me, but I will get Halagrim. Nope. She says nope. She doesn't want to face Halagrim. Halagrim will slay her. Yea, I will slay thee quickly. Drink thy blood. Something like that, right? Isn't that what Gorthang says? All right. I love voicing Gorthang. That was so much fun. Grocer update. Didn't give in to cheese. That's a shame. But you'd give in to chocolate. You know, if you had only choose one of those two to give into, chocolate's not a bad one. We're going to find Lothiriel in the Great Hall. And I think that might be the Great Hall up there. What do you all think? Let's see. So that's Book 1, Chapter 9. A message from... Okay, it's not really telling us. But that is clearly... Look at that. The Court of the Prince. Oh, there she is. Yeah. So we got to go to the right and go up the massive stairs. Or as Rush would say, up the 7,000 stairs. Sorry. Set your milestone here. Drury makes a very good point. Thank you for that reminder. And there it is. We're gonna set the milestone. We're gonna replace Dinadab since the place doesn't even have a flippin' stable master. What a useless place to set a milestone. What a useless place to set a milestone. All right. Oh man. There's so many people to talk to here, so many quests to pick up. This is such a glorious place. But we are going to wait on that. We're going to go talk to Lothiriel and then end the stream. I think there's the stairs. By the way, that reference to Rush was kind of a deep cut. It was off of, what's the album that's the solid red cover? And it was the song about China. It was about up the 7,000 stairs, something about the Golden Bridge of Autumn, and it's like a total B-side cut. Like it's not a radio hit. Sorry, I keep banging That's fair, Drury. That's fair. About it not being a place with a stable that you should set milestones in places that don't have stables since you can't take a stable there. All right. Let's go. There's Katie. She wants a Lily. Hello. Lily. Look at these cool look at the weapons on these dudes. Look at these killer weapons. The nasty halberds. The big, sharp, nasty, pointy ends of the halberds. Look at him. He's just running me off. The swan. I'm just absolutely, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. What a cool design for the shield livery. Ah, it's just great stuff. What do they call that? It's not a shield livery. What do they call it when it's on a shield like that? It's a heraldic term, but I can't remember the heraldic term. All right, let's go. Hello, Katie. Come on up. And because there's lag, she's only going to hear me say that about 5 seconds later. Up, 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 up. He's getting his quad workout. Yeah, this is like climbing the steps at the stadium. The end of all things. The court of the prince. Look at that. All right. Really pretty cool stuff right here. The great hall of the prince. There's an elf. And we can hear him playing on the harp. I was going to make a joke about... Oh, it's actually not an... That's not an elf. Of course it's not an elf. It's not an elvish town. There's a human playing a harp. Or something like that. What is that called? That's small. Look at that. The Swan Knights of Dol Amroth. Remember, Imrahil led like 300 of these guys to Minas Tirith. I feel very short. All right, let's go. Sitting through an insurance ad with Jason Statham in it. That is a special kind of heinous. Grabbing Celsius. Good, good. Celsius. Liar. Thank you, Dan. I knew that wasn't a harp. Lily's bouncing around. She's so happy. Look at her. Look at the swans. Look at the swans. Keep your distance. They're mean little guys. Not as mean as geese, but not too far behind. I can't. What sound does a swan make? Oh, there they are. We can hear them. Look, there's actual swans. They sound like chickens. Bark, bark. Yeah, they sound like chickens in game. That's crazy. Definitely as mean as geese. I remember when we were talking about the swans on show, I looked up a news story. It was so tragic. It was the swans literally killed somebody. Like basically the person drowned because the swans beat him up in the water until he couldn't swim. It was really a sad story. This is such a gorgeous place. I love this like kind of ship design with the flag and the star. That's really cool. What a glorious spot. And even though I know I need to talk to her, I'm going to go up a little higher. Oh, I can't go up there. Okay, that's too bad. I wanted to go up there and see what was going on. This place is gorgeous. I mean, just what a location this is. Sigh at Pan. What a Pan. Do they taste like chickens? I don't know. Let's find out. Disease from that water. That's true. That water, man, that's a lot of swans. That's a lot of poop. I mean, man, that water is not going to be clean. That is not going to be clean. I know that's not what a chicken sounds like, Katie. I'm not eating animals you love, Katie. That was Sean for sure. They taste like chickens. The plaques in Annuminous. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm just trying to catch up with chat. Good stuff. Yeah, we're not going to eat any more animals you love, I promise. All right, let's go talk to Letheriel. Oop. For a moment, because I'm actually running this on the same computer, my mouse didn't know where it was. All right. Oops, did I turn that off? I did. All right. Now we get the audio back because I changed focus on the windows. All right, here we go. Letheriel. Hello, Letheriel. I'd flirt with you, but I know you're going to marry Aeon, and I don't want to distract you. All right.
What brings you to Dol Amroth, adventurer?
Surely there is danger to be found everywhere, and you seem a long way from your home. Letheriel's face brightens considerably when you reveal that your message comes from Dorthinet. She is one of my closest friends, and I've treasured her conversations. Recently, she had some wise counsel to provide about a delicate matter, but we need not speak of that. What message does she have for me now, friend of my friend?
I will take Dorthinet's
You convey
warning to heart.
Dorthinet's warning
But I
about
do
the
not
heirs
know
of
much about the
Castamere
people
and the
of
one they
Umbar.
call the Scourge. Letheriel frowns deep in thought. I will take Dorthinet's warning to heart, but I do not know a great deal about the people of Umbar or their leaders. Every child of Gondor knows the tale of Castamere the Usurper, of course, but His is a name from long ago, and I thought his line was ended. I do not know. My father has always said that the finest way to combat a new foe is to learn as much of his history and temper as you can before facing him on the battlefield. I think this is wisdom. To that end, I ask you to go to the libraries of Dol Amroth and speak to if you can speak at all, speak to Pethebia. Or Pethebia. No, Pethebia. The master of the archives. He was my tutor when I was just a child, and he believed I neglected my studies. This will not change his mind, but now I need information, and he will know where to find it. Learn from him everything you can about the Corsairs and their masters. Perhaps in so doing, you will discover something we can use to our advantage. What am I missing over here? Do I want to know? Less sympathy with unswimming plight. Of course we do. All right. Keepers of the History. She does have another quest for us. We will take that. It's the Introduction to Central Gondor. It's good to see you again. Thank you for coming to my aid. I grow concerned for the lands to the east, the lands of the Ringlow Vale. Dor and Ernil, which means land of the prince, and Lebenin, the land of seven rivers. Word has spread of war come to the shores in the east, and what folk remained behind are now beset by foes on all sides. I would ask that you travel through Lamadon to the Ringlow Vale. There you will find the settlement of Ethrin. I'm certain the people there would benefit much from your presence, as we already have. As you already have. I've been here 5 minutes, but okay. So let's drop that down here because we're going to put that in our chest. All right, we are probably at a good stopping point. What? Less sympathy with my plight. All right, let us get out of the hall. It's such a beautiful place to be. And we're going to handle some inventory stuff and open that treasure chest. And then we will be done. Was it my comment to Lothiriel? Was that what it was? Kay or Katie, either one. Because Katie, I know you'll have opinions too. You always do, and I'm happy to hear them. Happy to hear them, I tell you. All right, let's see. I want to drop that into the legendaries. And then we're going to go to loot. Loot is good. Let's grab a key. A black steel key. I love how you can buy these generic black steel keys, and they somehow manage to work on all the loot boxes in the world. But you can't do that in-game. You have to buy them. Lothlorien music. I did not notice that. Good catch. Oh, no, yesterday. What did I do yesterday? Oh, the Look, hey, Katie, what just happened? Oh, that was fun. I hope I didn't lose you all. I accidentally put my screen to sleep. I moved my... What do you mean you don't believe me? Katie, Sean was the one who was talking about eating the animals. So my former co-host was traveling and was in a foreign country where they eat other animals. And Katie was basically upset with that. But I don't eat those things. We've talked about that. Lumping me in with... All right, let's see what we got here. Traveler's Steel-Bound Loot Box. We're still here. I'm glad you all could still see and hear me. Responsible human, I will not impulse buy the Disney Princess water bottle. I'm going to leave it there. In terms, because it was not my story to tell. All right. Unlock will consume your key. What do we get? We got the Keen Sword of the Traveler. Is that better than my Agile Hammer of the Deep? Oh, it is. That reminds me, I probably could start crafting some stuff for next time. All right, so we've got a Keen Sword of the Traveler that is going to replace the Agile Hammer of the Deep. That's got, well, actually, it does have more damage, but I lose agility. I'd go from... No, I'm not going to let you spar. Katie wanting me to spar. Your smallest, your auto attack will do 18,000 damage. I'm not going to do that game. Basically, vitality stays the same. I lose physical mastery and finesse. I get resistance and crit defense, but I lose about 60 points of agility, but I gain some damage. You know what? I'm going to actually turn that into motes instead, and then I'm going to take a look at my crafters and see what I can make for Halagrim. Nautical housing lights, a selection box. We're going to put that in my housing folder. I have an alt that I use to carry most of those things. I just need to get to him. And then we have some runes that once again will be utterly useless to me because I am of high level. Oh, you're still without the game screen. I didn't know that. Katie, thank you for calling that out. Screen share, window. I apologize, folks. The last thing you need is my particular visage full size when you should be seeing the screen of the game. Trying to be kinder and not say things that are not nice about myself. All right. Shared storage, legendaries. Let's go there. All right. Let me go ahead now that we are. You did lose the game view. Sorry. Not above getting revenge. Okay. You know what? I'm going to let this happen. Katie, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. It's going to be ugly. I'm going to try to hide. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and invite me to a spar. I'm going to die so quickly. I'm going to try everything I can. Camouflage. Come on, invite me now. I'm going to die, but just do it so we can get it over with. We're doing this for the fans. We're doing this for get out of the trap. Come on, at least you could do is stand in the trap for a moment. All right, invite me. Kill me. This is going to take all of about half a second. All right, are we ready? Are you going to invite me? I'm waiting for the invite. Apparently she doesn't really want to fight me. All right, I'm going to die. All right, here we go. 6, 5, 4. I'm so dead. Dead. That didn't take long. That was fun. That was really fun. Very quick. All right. Thank you, Katie. Let me bow to the almighty Liliali. And then let me switch over to Hologram and invite you to spar. Okay. We won't bother with that because we all know she'll just decline that and bounce around the world. All right. That was fun. Thank you. Let me drop back into here and put the chat on stream so that everybody can see everybody. You're multitasking on a lag, you impatient soul. Oh, man. I did survive longer than I thought, but that was because I used Hobbit Silence, which is the little trick that you can do to basically pass out. And then, aggro goes away to somebody else. Katie Allen snarking. Oh, you have not been here many times because this is low level snarking. I will tell you that. Let's see. All right. Yes, Sean Dill still does come on the podcast every now and then. He joined us last season for quite a few. Last season might have been. It was the season before that he didn't join. So yeah, he did after the time that he left. On a permanent basis. He did in season 7. He showed up for what was it that he did season 7? He did Battle of the Pelennor Fields for 4 episodes. In season 8, he came back and did the Scouring of the Shire and the Grey Haven. So he was with me for 9 episodes, I think, or 8 episodes. Season 9 is the only one that he was not able to join me. And then last season, he was back again doing 2 chapters at the end, the Istari and the Palantiri. So he's been around quite a bit. You knew it was a trap. Like the trap would have done anything to you. Yeah. John, if Katie had seen that, I would have gotten yelled at. Dan, what did she miss? I never talk about myself because they say if you don't have anything nice to say. Yeah, she would have said something there for sure. Or maybe it was the comment about what was it? The antelope. So, all right. This has been a fun one. All right. Questions about Lotro, questions about Tolkien, questions about really about anything. If it's something that I don't want to talk about, I'll just ignore your question. But do feel free to throw any Middle Earth questions in the chat. I've got a couple more minutes and we'll definitely answer those. What are more recent episodes? Oh, you're in the Fellowship of the Ring. So that's going to be seasons 3 and 4. Season 10, I am going to surprise you with a spar invite. Yes, with Hologram, but I'm going to have to do it online in front of people. That's really the only way to do it. Let's see. So the more recent seasons, obviously after Fellowship, we get two seasons on Two Towers and 2 seasons on Return of the King. That takes us through season 8. Season 9 was the appendices. We also included little bits from Unfinished Tales in that because it was relevant to those elements of the appendices. And season 10 was the rest of Unfinished Tales. And now seasons 11, 12, and 13 will be the Great Tales. We're covering Baron and Luthien this year with Dr. Sarah Brown, covering Children of Hurin next season with Matt from the Nerd of the Rings, and then covering Fall of Gondolin in season 13 with James Talbert. Take care, Nate. Glad you could join us. The Attack Parakeets of Radagast. I love that. Do I have a favorite edition of the books? I do, Dan. And I think other than I keep banging the mic. That's like the 4th time today. So other than the Folio Deluxe, which are like way too stupidly expensive and I can't touch them because I'm afraid I'm going to hurt them, the ones I really like are the ones I pointed to earlier, the blue quarter leather bound deluxe editions. They're kind of like a mini folio. They have all the artwork almost. They're very fascinating. Very fascinating. Scholarly question: which cheese would I associate with each of them and why? That's a great question. Thank you, Pancake. Yeah, the Great Tales are going to be a really good opportunity to enjoy that. Katie, yep. My favorite single volume is The Children of Hurin right there because that's the super deluxe with Christopher's signature on it, numbered to only 500. The cheeses. Well, is it fair to say the hobbits would have to be associated with brie? Sorry, not sorry. Mordor would have to be a smoked cheese. I don't know. The elves are going to be like the most aged cheese. Maybe like a really ancient Parmesan. Yeah, you got the symbols. That's right. You got the symbols right. Cheddar for the hobbits, versatile heart. I like that thinking, John. That's appropriate thinking rather than pun thinking. Yeah, versatile, hardworking. If that's the case, then the elves are a little cultured, a little fancier, a nice, rich, probably something a little more spreadable. Not necessarily a brie, but like something, a little more exotic. Catherine, on to season 3 of Bab 5. That's when it gets fantastic. Season 3 of Bab 5 might be one of the best seasons of television in sci-fi. Absolutely love it. It's right up there with season 4, I think it is for me, for Star Trek Next Gen. The one that begins with the second half of Best of Both Worlds and the Borg. That's a fair point. Yeah. I'm loving this cheese discussion. Y'all can just talk cheeses. I'm just going to listen and build a grocery list. And then be very afraid. One of the things blue, I'm with you on that one, Elizabeth. That's a good point. Blue cheese from Mordor, or what's like the Limburger. Limburger actually makes even worse. Yeah. What was the cheese? Everybody loves Raymond. Do y'all remember the cheese they left in the suitcase that was stinking up the place? What cheese was that? I don't remember. I'll be the one who got it. That one. An aged Gruyere. John, I absolutely believe that. Yeah, that fits. A French cheese that tasted like feet. It tasted like... Do I want to know, Dan, how you know what feet taste like? You want to tell us that story, Dan? Halloumi for the dwarves. That works. Getting really... I like that. A French cheese that tasted like feet, and we all want to know Dan's story on that one. Happy AI from TCC. Wait a minute. Now we have a silent H or a pronounced H in the chat. The Ents can be a goat cheese. Katie, wow, I wasn't taking it there, but okay. All right then. Your kink's not my kink, but your kink's okay. Yeah. No kink shaming. That's fair. The ents can be okay. Now we know how John pronounces the H in that word because he used the indefinite article an rather than a. So if Sarah Brown were here, she would have written that the ents can be a herbed goat cheese, but that is the ents can be an herbed goat cheese. Yeah. Ents can be an herb goat cheese. I don't disagree with that. That could work. That could work nicely. Yes, that's true. We do have to add legendary. The legend, wait for it, dairy, Dr. Sarah Brown. I actually was talking with her today about season 11 of the PPP, working on scheduling the first chunk of episodes. And folks, you are going to have such a great time this season. If you have, it's just a moldy block. Thank you, Katie, for that. I wasn't sure if they ever named the kind of cheese that it was. I'm really, what did I do, Drew? What did I do? Really excited for this season because those of you who have wanted to know more about the story of Beren and Luthien, but never have read the actual volume are going to learn so much. Oh, it's the legendary. Yeah. Well, but it was also the How I Met Your Mother reference to the to legendary. So, but that also works. The dairy pun because cheese, but also, good one. Velveeta. I would say American cheese is, Velveeta is just a cheese product. Yeah. Well, so is American cheese. Yeah. American cheese for the goblins and Velveeta for the Mordor orcs. How's that? And a can of Cheese Whiz for the Uruk-hai. All the fake stuff. So American cheese, Velveeta, and Cheese Whiz. And I will not stand for any defensive Cheese Whiz. It is indefensible. So don't bother. Just don't bother. Surprised I get a reference for a television show that was on like 15 years ago. I know I'm old, Katie, but come on now. I haven't. The first couple seasons, I lost the show. I lost the show after like the first couple seasons. Orcish Cheese Whiz. Looks like Cheese Whiz back on the menu, boys. Pun fully intended. That's true. There are actual American cheeses, but I did mean Kraft singles when I reference it. Because, when you go to a restaurant, like let's say I go to a restaurant and I say, I would like a cheeseburger. And they say, what cheese would you like on that? And I say, I would like cheddar. And they say, I am sorry, we only have American. Like we went to the Habit the other day. It's a fast food, but it's a pretty decent little place. I took Jai there because it was his high school orientation, which again, thank you for making me feel old, son. Really appreciate that you're going into high school. And they have yellow American and white American. And you're like, why do you bother? Like they're the same cheese. I know I need a charcuterie board. Definitely. I know that like charcuterie will often have more like savory stuff like olives and slices of various vegetables. I just need fruits. I need like some raspberries and blackberries and strawberries and blueberries. And then I need like 5 different cheeses and 3 different crackers. And yeah, I know exactly. If you only have American, maybe they'll have Swiss if I'm lucky and I'll have that, but American? Ooh, and dripping honeycomb. Gosh darn it, Kay. Why do you have to name the good stuff? Making me so hungry. Yeah. Yeah. Where is Starsha? That's right. She can bring the mead. Where's the mead? What about, I was going to say the cheese curds and stuff. Who gets the cheese curds? Somebody in the middle. Maybe let's give the cheese curds to the, the Dunlendings. Let's give it to the Dunlendings. Cheddar and Swiss at all times besides the American. Good. Yeah. Yeah. I'm always like, give me the sharpest cheese you have. Do you have, I'm sorry, sir, do you have a cheddar that has been aged at least 12 months? Well, never mind. I shall not have a cheddar cheese. Whole oatmeal with honey, turmeric, cinnamon, blue raspberry, black. Wow. See, the problem is I would eat about 3 bites of that and I'd be full. Yeah, that is right. Very healthy too. My breakfast tends to be a protein shake with whey protein and some PB Fit because it's got to add some. It's a chocolate whey protein powder, so adding a peanut butter makes it like a Reese's Pieces shake, except not because I mean, come on, it's a protein shake. It still tastes like a protein shake. Yeah, I need to eat something a little better. Sharp enough to crack Fort Knox. I do love a really strong, tangy. I see your chat, and I do see, yes, 6 minutes, 3 minutes. The protein shake kind of. Katie's rightly pointing out that isn't my breakfast. She knows that because I've spoken to her about some of my fitness stuff. I do have a breakfast, but I make it for lunch these days. I have the shake in the morning, and then I have my eggs and my ham and my protein waffle like closer to lunchtime. But thank you for that reminder. That's fair. Sharing is caring. That does. Sheets, mac and cheese bites. Yeah. Oh, goodness. This has been great. Thank you very much for joining me for the Prancing Pony podcast. Eats a lot of cheese and feels sick for a few days podcast or live stream. Is really good. Maybe next time I'll bring, I'm not going to get up and get them now because there's 2 minutes left of my stream, but I've got some Dubliner unopened, and I've got some Croc smoked cheddar unopened. And I feel like I should have gotten up, taken a break, gone and cut those, and just like enjoyed some cheese with you all. Dodger, great stream, lots of fun and new knowledge and perspective about cheese. I know we said this is a Tolkien show, and it kind of is. The elves in Doriath for sure would definitely have had caves in which to age cheeses. Oh man. Oh, I'm just happy with Trader Joe's cheese selection usually. Man, I need to make a Trader Joe's run. And on that note, seriously, folks, thank you. This has been a lot of fun. Today was a really good stream, and Katie, I want to thank you a lot. You had a lot to do with that, even though you killed me after you led me into the water and tried to drown me. I mean, really. Dan, I'm sure the professor enjoyed a good cheese, except for the French cheeses. We know how he felt about French cheeses, or about French food in general. Good. I'm glad, Dodger. It's really good to kind of think through and process stuff and have good discussions. That's one thing I love about the community that has grown up around this show. It is really good at welcoming different perspectives, not being mean in response and just talking about them, not responsive. Croc does not taste like feet. It's crocodile. It's an Australian cheese. It's an Australian smoked cheddar. Very, very good. So we're going to do next Tuesday night, Miranda, also known as Ex Librismere on Instagram, is going to join us. We are going to break open some Magic the Gathering cards from the new Hobbit set, and we're going to talk through that. So it's not going to be a Lotro stream. It's going to be a Magic the Gathering stream. So that's Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific. Be sure to join us for that. It's going to be really cool to have Miranda here. Next Saturday, I'm going to be off. I'm actually going to be at a professional conference. I'll be unable to join you. So we're going to be, next Saturday, we'll be off. And then next Tuesday after that, the 25th, join me. Katie is going to join me on that stream. She'll actually be on stream with me, leading me through some of the Farmers Fair stuff in Lord of the Rings Online. And then hopefully by Saturday the 29th, if we're lucky, Aspire will have released a widescreen, ultra widescreen support for 21:9. All right. I'm going to go ahead and get going. It is time for me to leave. And if I don't wrap it up now, Katie is going to have words for me. She'll spar me and everything. So, and kill me again. So, all right. We will see you all next time. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful evening. I'm going to go ahead and start the outro now with some music, and podcast plays. Bye, everybody.